Hello, I'm Tim Beggins, president of Elk Trading Company, and this is what's new in natural gas. Natural gas has gapped lower this morning, down 4.34%, down to 321.70. Looking here at a chart from barchart.com, we've overlaid pivot points, which give us support and resistance to the market, and the RSI, the relative strength index below. As you can see from the daily chart, prices are down, sinking to new lows for the last week, and the RSI has turned lower as well, confirming the downtrend. Shifting over to the weekly chart. Weekly chart shows, again, weakness on the charts for the January natural gas contract. The RSI has not crossed over to the downside yet. This is sort of the whiplash period for natural gas around the Thanksgiving to Christmas Day holidays. As those seasons start to move from fall into winter, the weather forecasts continue to change, giving us dramatic moves in the natural gas contract. Turning to weather, what we can see is for the next week, we do have cooler weather in the eastern half of the country. As you can see, some deep purple along the Ohio, all the way down into Georgia, and blue across the eastern US. The west continues to remain above normal. This is from the CPC, from NOAA. And looking at the second week anomalies, we can see that it stays above normal, that above normal temperatures start to push further toward the Great Lakes and the East Coast remains normal. And here's what's really driving the markets. The week 3 and 4 anomalies, much above normal temperatures are showing up. And this is from December the 16th through December 22nd across much of the country. Looking further, it gets worse in the fourth week around Christmas, where we see above normal temperatures across the entire US. Looking a little closer, on the weather forecast, we can see the weather is cool right now with Arctic air starting to push downward toward the Great Lakes, giving some lake effect snow into Buffalo. You could see that in the game last night, and giving a passing glance basically at New England with some very, very cold temperatures. We see another brief shot back on December the 7th and 8th, and then the market recycles again with some more cold air pushing south into the Great Lakes around the 11th. And then again, just trying to recycle. We've got a big pool of cold Arctic air sitting in Canada, but it lacks the mechanism to get down into the US. Looking over to Europe, we see the same kind of thing. Cold air is really stuck into Russia and Scandinavia. We do see some creeping into Turkey and the Alps. This does seem to give us some colder temperatures moving through around the 10th, 11th, and 12th. And we see some very cold temperatures then, and then they mitigate back a little bit, get colder again a few days later, and then that cold air starts to retreat back into Russia. Looking at Asia, this specifically is China and Japan, we see that cold air is still coming down from the north. It is giving heavy demand in the Beijing capital city area into Korea and parts of Japan. We do see some colder temperatures coming through around December the 7th and 8th as well. And then we see another brief shot coming down into in Wednesday the 11th and 12th. Then things start to just kind of progress. Doesn't really change too much as we're going forward. Looking at the back end of the marketplace, it seems to start to retreat one more time. So recapping, natural gas prices in the US have gapped lower. We are in the whipsaw period for natural gas. We'll look to see if support comes in at 3.098. Resistance right now will be at 3.307 to the upside. Looking forward, we hope to see some more clarity from the weather forecast models as they start to settle down and give us a trend. Right now, we continue to see a whipsaw movement back and forth across both warmer and colder regimes, but we do see a pool of colder air sitting in Canada, waiting for the mechanism to come in down. Again, thanks for listening. Please hit the like and subscribe button below. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for listening. We'll see you soon.